Hello, fabulous superstar Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of May 2025. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Consultations are now available with me or Andy of Wise As Astrology over on my website, nadiyashah.com/consultations, links below. The month begins with two big celestial events set to take place. It is in the very first days of the month that first Mars leaves shadow right around the second or third, depending on where you are on the planet. And as Mars leaves shadow, it means that Mars is done walking the path that Mars was previously retrograde over, and now we are in brand new territory. The larger Mars retrograde season that we've been in going all the way back to early October of 2024, well, now it is done. And as Mars moves forward in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your more immediate environment, like your neighborhood. It has to do with synchronicity, being in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people. And it's the siblings, cousins, and neighbors in your life as well. Well, there still might be more interactions and more activity on these fronts, but at least you know whatever's coming up, you'll be able to address it and move forward very quickly rather than having to go over it again and again, seeking deeper nuances. But the nuances aren't completely over. That is because on the 4th of the month, that is when Pluto will go retro. Once Pluto goes retro, really Pluto's the only retrograde planet for about 2 months. It will be as we get into July that other planets will start going retrograde. And what that suggests is, for the most part, there's a real sense of forward momentum and a sense that life is moving forward now, which can be exciting in and of itself. But the planet of deep truth and transformation and regeneration going retro for about 5 months every year, starting that 5-month period now, well, this gives us an opportunity to really understand what our own power is, where we might want to focus on ourselves, and what a deeper, more meaningful transformation just might be for us. For you, this is oriented around understanding your place in the world, what you believe about the world philosophically, spiritually, and politically as well, and what it is that might need to adjust within you as you navigate this time of a more evolving relationship with the world around you. 12th of the month brings with it a very dramatic full moon. This full moon is taking place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your daily life. So this is your clients, customers, coworkers, immediate supervisors that are covered here. And it's also about how well you take care of you. Uranus is opposite this full moon, which does suggest very dramatic endings. In particular, one of these types of people I mentioned might very dramatically quit, for that matter. There might be quite the show around that, but it could also be that it feels as if the workplace goes through a change, some ebb, if you will, before it is that you can get to an easier flow with your actual projects or tasks being disrupted in some way. But again, you'll be able to find that flow in due course. It is also here that we learn to take the best of care of ourselves. And to me, this represents ending a bad habit. This is like cold turkey energy. Very quickly, you find yourself having the realization, feeling like you've gone as far as you're going to with a particular habit, and in an instant, making a change. That doesn't mean you won't have to follow it up with even more action and conviction. But once you have that realization, it's like you can't go back. You can't say to yourself that you can continue on a certain path that just has served its purpose, and you're now ready for a brand new understanding of how to take the best of care of you. The 17th of the month brings with it the most surprising day of the year, or the most shocking day of the year, depending on the fact that this is an energy of extremes, and it really could go either way. Now, this is taking place in the sign just before yours. And this factor of feeling like something could come out of nowhere is that much more true for you. But I see this as a sudden cleansing. There could be a very quick and unexpected ending that takes place at this time. This emphasizes the energy of dramatic exits that could take place just days earlier with that full moon. And so this particular energy of the most surprising day of the year, it's sort of wrapped up around the same time frame. But really, this could be any person, place, thing, or situation exiting very quickly. And it might take you a moment to realize what just occurred. Now, outside of that, though, this could be a realization about yourself. What I will say is this is karmic closure, karmic cleansing. It should be welcomed. After this year, and for the next 7 years, whenever it is that the sun and Uranus meet, it is going to be in your sign. And so we'll talk about it as we go along, of course, but it is going to be in July. As I spoke of in the year ahead horoscope for you, well, it is going to be Uranus that is going to be dipping into your sign this year. From mid-July into mid-November, after which time we'll have Uranus retrograde out, but the next year will return to your sign for a nice long stay. You'll be feeling this energy for about 7 years. So yeah, starting next year, whenever these two meet, it'll be a much more conscious, much more aware, but also much more personal realization that's set to take place for you about self. And so for now, whatever needs to come up seemingly out of nowhere, just let it. This is also a conviction that feels like it comes out of nowhere, that reminds you, that lets you know. It's a feeling that you have so much more yet to do in this lifetime. Even if you don't know what the details are, what that just might be, it is the knowing that might take you by surprise, but ultimately that knowing is to be strengthened now. On the 25th of the month, Saturn changes signs and will dip into a friendship part of your sky. So one of the first things you should notice as Saturn leaves the top of your sky is that matters of career, relationship with bosses, a sense of achievement, it all feels easier to grasp. It just might feel as if all the challenges in those areas calm right down. Now, wherever Saturn goes, it's like we know our more important lessons are there. And for you, it's going to be oriented around friendships and group alliances and how you're feeling about different group endeavors and your participation in them and the work that is involved, the sacrifices that certain people ask for, and whether or not it's worth it to you. You may see real benefits from aligning with others, joining forces, if you will, professionally or personally, but also be very aware of the limitations of that as well. Well, at least now you'll start to admit to yourself what those sacrifices and limitations could be that much more fully. Really, Saturn is about time, giving time. Whom is it that is worth giving your time to and sacrificing for? Well, you'll start a journey now that'll help you to find some answers. The next day, on the 26th of the month, we are going to have a new moon. This is a fortunate new moon. It is speaking in supreme harmony with Pluto, in harmony with Neptune and Saturn, and close in the sky with Mercury. And this is a very special new moon because it is in your sign. Normally, you get one new moon per sign per year, and this is yours. This is the start of your personal new year. And what a wonderful way to start it with all these wonderful energies at play. And what that suggests is this is a time when you feel ready to begin again, but it's also a time when you're feeling strong. You're feeling like you're able to get in touch with something more pure, more essential, a power that's available to you, a truth, an understanding of self. But there's also inspiration and responsibility that feels that much easier to access. Remember, this is a very beginning. It's a beginning near and dear to you, having to do with what matters to you most and what matters to you first. And as you tap into that awareness, well, you find an easy way to make profound transformations that align you with that understanding of self. Where it comes to matters of love, it will be on the 16th of the month that Venus leaves shadow and very quickly moves to align in supreme harmony with Mars. As mentioned earlier, the other love planet Mars leaves shadow as we begin the month. And so you add the fact that both love-oriented planets leave shadow, well, it really is going to feel as if some long-standing matters have come to a close. You're able to move forward in important ways. Now, it is Mars that leaves shadow in a part of the sky that has to do with communication and conversation and synchronicity, but it is going to be Venus that leaves shadow in a friendship part of your sky. Love and friendship are intimately tied, and how that comes together with how you're able to express, communicate, understand. Well, there is that sweet spot that happens about 3 weeks into the month that should be a standout moment. For those of you open to meeting someone new, look, love and friendship are intimately tied, and they'll feel like they have an easier flow for you. And connecting with people, especially in social events, becomes much more likely, especially around 3 weeks into this month. There could be a moment that stands out for being especially sultry in some way. For those of you just starting to date someone, it is in social situations that love has a chance to grow that much stronger. And it is by cultivating a meaningful companionship with this person that it can feel like love is able to grow that much stronger. Now, it's also possible that something develops with someone else. That is certainly a possibility now as well, especially if it is that you're just starting to get to know somebody new. And for those of you in an established bond, for the overwhelming majority, it's going to feel like a lot of fun energy returns. You're able to do more social things with your partner, and it nurtures the bond. A small percent out there, if you felt for a while that you might not be in the right relationship for you, spontaneous, unexpected conversations with friends just might be what it is that helps you to understand what you're feeling and what it is you might want to do next. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say I love the energy of, well, I love that new moon in your sign. I think it is the star of the show. Once a year, you get a new moon in your sign, and this is yours. And it ends up serving as an important seed moment, a beginning moment that allows all kinds of wonderful understandings, chapters, beginnings to flourish forward. It is a seed. It is a very beginning, but it is all yours to do with what it is you are inspired to. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership Rate over at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expanded exclusive video scopes for each and every sign. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, links below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.